So on the flight back from Havana, you're kind of thinking, all right, 3 points, somewhat expected, but still a good result. But what does it mean if we drop all 3 to Honduras at home?
Suddenly we were all doing math in our heads where we were looking at possible outcomes. If they get this result against Honduras, if they get a win, if they get a draw, where would they be? That little mirage that is the Hex, that is 2013 and continuing on in World Cup qualifying, it could become a bit more realistic.
You can see it in the players' eyes that they know this is possibly a turning point in the group, especially with Honduras going down big 2-0 at home to Panama.
Oh yeah, well it's been a very good start for us. Getting 3 points away to Cuba. We don't really think about too much of what's happening. That's not in our hands. All we can do is think about ourselves and just take it one game at a time. It's going to be a very important game, here in Toronto for us.
They're a very good team. There's no doubt about it. They have good quality, a lot of experience in key positions, and they'll be difficult tomorrow.
I wear the Maple Leaf strong and proud, and I remember when in the last World Cup cycle, a game in Montreal against Honduras, when it was a pro-Honduran crowd, my heart sank when we went into that stadium to do that game. It was so disappointing, and for people that don't think that the players care about that kind of thing, believe me, they do.
Getting there and seeing, more Hondurans than Canadians, even people who, were speaking in English, you could tell they had a Canadian accent, but we're wearing Honduras blue. You just sort of thought, uh-oh. that was the first simple little saying that came into my head. But when the fans started rolling out and that red started coming into the stadium, all the talk is about, is football here, is soccer here? It's been here.
It was a great Canadian crowd. There were a few Honduran supporters, not that many, and it was a strong pro-Canadian crowd.
Those Voyageurs, the Canadian supporters group, even when there aren't that many of them, they make a lot of noise. And so given that they had virtually that whole south end taken up and making a lot of noise, you could hear it, you could feel it.
Going back 4 years ago in Montreal when Canada was kind of embarrassed on their own pitch and the Hondurans kind of came in and ran the show, it was such an improvement and the players noticed it for sure.
For what many people are calling the most important World Cup qualifying game since maybe 1996. As the crowd comes to life here, they know the importance of this match and the opportunity that awaits Canada if they can take the full 6 points.
The chances were coming for Canada all through the game. They kept coming and coming and coming, and it appeared as though Canada was the stronger team at the end. And then that chance came at the very end with Will Johnson getting that ball in.
You kind of look down the media line, and you never like to have your jersey on, but I think a few people were standing in the media box kind of willing the ball into the net. And then of course, you have the 15,000 Canadians that are, as Stephen Hart said, sucking the ball into the goal.
You did get kind of that vibe that it was one of those last little stings in the tail, one of those last little bits of drama.
Here it comes from Johnson with the right foot. It's in there deep. Again, Canada unable to do it, and that is the last kick of the game.
Canada had so many chances to win that game, and it just didn't happen. Getting a point is not a bad thing, but getting the 3 points, you almost feel as though, oh boy, is that the one that's going to come back to haunt us, because the 3 points were there for the taking.
Canada could look back if things go pear-shaped in the end and say, that's a game we should have gotten 3 points out of instead of just 1.
Yeah, it seems to be a repeating story here, it's like Groundhog Day with us with that. But I mean, we played a good first half, moved the ball well, created chances. Same thing in the second half. We were consistent. It just didn't happen.
After the match in the mix zone, you see the Canadians kind of hanging their heads a bit after earning 4 points from 2 games. And as I said, coming in to this round of qualifying, 4 points from his first 2 games would have been a dream scenario, I think.
You have to win the game. These are the games you have to win, and we didn't win it. And it's an okay result for us, but I think we should be disappointed that we didn't win the game. And it's games like this that can get you qualified for the next round. And let's hope we don't look back on this game and and rue the 2 points that we didn't get.